Hey, what's going on everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here, and congratulations, you're obviously going full frame, you're looking to step up, or you're looking to get your first full frame, maybe a backup, I don't know, but you're looking into the Nikon D750 in which I have hands-on, and I'm going to kind of compare it to the D610, so that way I can kind of give you an option, hands-on with this, give you my review on that, but in the meantime, and also tell you, advise you, should you go with the D750 or the Nikon D610? Is this irrelevant? Is it just something different? It's a very, very complex thing, but it's not when it's broken down. I'm going to give you some of the quick specs to show you the similarities and some of the major differences that this could be a killer for some photographers and videographers out there. Keyword being videographers. So thanks for Lumoid.com for sending this my way and supporting the channel. I'm going to put their links down in the description below. But thanks to them, I'm hands-on with the Nikon D750, and I'm going to give you my take as I'm a D600, D610 user. Let's dive into this review right now. This is probably pretty much one of the most popular questions of people not looking into getting, above the $3,000, $2,800 range for a full frame camera. So you're looking, maybe you're jumping from the D7100, you're jumping a little bit lower from a 3200, but you want to go full frame. There are so many different options out there. Now there's the Nikon D750, which is one of the newest cameras that Nikon has in their line. But how does that compare to a Nikon D610 or something? Well, there is some major differences, and there's some key things that I want to talk about as I got hands-on, obviously, with the D750, and I'm just going to kind of give you my quick opinion on that and which cameras for which person. So I do want to run through some quick specs here. For $2,300, you're getting this bad boy, the Nikon D750, whereas the D610 runs you around $1,600 US. Both are 24.3 megapixels. The D750 does have the X-Speed 4 processor. It's one of the newer processors that Nikon's using in the newer bodies, obviously, and the D610 has the X-Speed 3 processor, so it's going to be a little faster. Now, the D610 has your typical 3.2-inch LCD screen, but with the D750, that's where it's kind of trying to separate itself, and you're getting that articulated screen a lot of people are talking about. But it's different. It's kind of like the way Sony uses theirs in the way, since Nikon uses their sensors anyway, it does one where it kind of folds out. It doesn't actually swivel out and swivel left. So, you can change it, going up. You can change it, looking down, all depending on what you want to do. Now, my quick reaction to this was, I think it's a cool thing. Once again, I don't need it 100%. I think it's more of a vanity thing, but there are a lot of photographers who that will be beneficial to, and that's obviously what you're paying for. But to me, this is, the screen is extremely sharp. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. But my entire point is, I don't know if you can see it right here. I'll show on a close-up. There's a ribbon right here which basically controls this screen. If this gets caught up, which this has a possibility of doing, you're going to lose your screen. So you got to watch that. Or if your friend maybe is a little ticked at you, clip, clip. So, I feel like this kind of cheapens the camera a little bit. If they did more of the traditional route, of the side articulated screen or something like that, I feel like it would be a better viable option for most. Big thing for a lot of people is the autofocusing. This has 51 autofocusing points with 15 cross type. The D610 only had 39, so that's a lot for some. You get a little bit more coverage, which is great. For a video, like a video guy like me, this is a key feature for me. The D750 does 1080p at 60 frames per second, so you get your 24, I think 25, 30, which I shoot a lot of my stuff at, and 60 for that extra information for true slow motion. So that's going to help out a lot of people, while with the D600, the D610, you're stuck at 30 frames per second, which isn't bad, but you weren't able to do that slow motion. One of the big things for me is also being able to change, and it's just a really big pet peeve, and I don't know why they ever did it, was being able to change your aperture manually during live view, during video. You can't do it with the 610, but with the D750, you are easily allowed to do it no matter what. In video mode, you get 6 frames per second with the 610, and you get 0.5 to a frame more with the D750 at 6.5. The big thing a lot of people wanted was built-in Wi-Fi connectivity. So if you download the Nikon app on iOS or Android devices, the D750 is actually built in right here. It even has a stamp telling you that. So you just get the app and you can connect to it. The D600 to D610, you need an adapter to hook into that. So there are some major differences that can separate this for a lot of people. But I'm going to break these two cameras down into really Which? So for the price point, which is the better buy? For the Nikon D610, once again, you're $1,600. You're around $2,300 for the 750. You're paying a little bit more for a faster, better, newer technology, but it's not that far off. You're paying for a lot of similar features as well. So keep that in mind. I feel the D610 is more of a photographer's camera. Now, while it has, the reason I upgraded from my 7000 to full frame video is just because it's extremely better. You get better depth of field and everything like that. And the 610 provides all that you need for the most part. You know, for its video side, it's very, very strong. And I shot both of these in low light, you know, just in my apartment right here. And they produce very, very similar video quality and very, very similar low light photography. So I have a feeling, so my straight up opinion is that the Nikon D610, I guess, in comparison, is more of the photographer's stills camera type of thing. Now, the one thing, as I said, that shocked me the most was its size. This is extremely slim in compared to the D610. You know, I put the 70 to 200 on this. It bounced okay, but what was more interesting was the fact that it feels better on the 610, because I don't know, I was a little blown away. I didn't think that this would actually feel a little lighter, but because they literally slimmed the entire body down, the bounce isn't the same, and I think you get a little bit better of a grip with the 610. But the D750, it has a purpose, and it has a key purpose, and that is the fact that it is more of the videography, cinematography side for DSLR video. Now, why do I say that? You're getting that 60 frames a second, which is extremely key. You're getting more of the manual functionality in video, being able to change your aperture. It's not more amateurish built. So I say, you know, if you want to save a little bit of money, you're not losing out a ton. But if you want a little bit more features, if you want a little bit more of advanced video, the D750 is your baby. It's something that you can really, really grow into. But don't be afraid to grab a used D600. It's very, very similar to the 610, because for the most part, you're getting exactly the same thing as the 750. A little bit better for build quality, but a little bit less video. So if you're looking for just, you're not really interested 100% in the video, but you want some really good features, the 610 is your choice at around $1,600. But as I don't know if I mentioned already, I have a feeling that the 610 is going to be discontinued soon. That's not official. That's me. And the 750 will just be its straight up replacement until something else comes out. So look for that in the next couple months, probably to drop around $2,000. So keeping that in mind, make that up. 750, more of a advanced video thing, and I think it's a very, very strong market for that. But once again, it's up for you to decide. I'm completely happy with my Nikon D610. I don't find myself, you know, needing to upgrade. The D750 doesn't offer that much different to me. I would love 60 frames a second, but it doesn't, you know, it really just doesn't justify it to me to upgrade from that or anything like that. So if you're in the same situation I am, I don't think it's a huge, huge upgrade unless something else comes down the line, 120 frames per second type of thing. Then that would really capture my interest. So that's all I got. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. You got my thoughts. Photography side, take the D610, more advanced. Video side, take the D750, spend a little bit more. You're going to enjoy it. There's not going to be buyer's remorse either way. But congratulations on wanting to get full frame. If you guys have any questions or comments, please write those down below. I'll answer everything the best that I can. You know, I enjoyed my time with the camera. You know, it's a fantastic camera. You can't say anything differently. And once again, thank you to Lumoid.com for sending this my way to check out. And I want you guys to check out their site as well if you want to rent or even rent to buy, which is a fantastic thing. I'm going to put the link for the D750 because I think if you are looking into it, you should at least rent it no matter what to get hands-on with it. I'll put the link to that on Lumoid down below as well. Once again, have a good one. Hopefully this helped you out in a way. Yes.